Hello again. I'm back with another piece of art, only this time, instead of me telling you what this means to me, I want you to tell me what it means to you. So when you look at this, what comes to mind? Does it evoke any kind of emotion or thought? What are you getting out of this? If this piece was sitting in a gallery, there would be no one there to tell you what the artist's intent was. So it would be completely up to you to decide what this is about, what you think was going through my head, or maybe you don't care about that. Maybe you just want to look at it as a piece of art and it's just your experience. So, with that said, I'm going to show this in two different ways. It's going to be this way, which is unlit, and also I will trigger the lights so you can see the other way that this is meant to be viewed. So for the composition of this one, these are mannequin arms that my amazing boyfriend bought for me. And I, of course, intended to use these in a piece of art for, well, ever since I got them. But they're semi-translucent white plastic. And when I first put this together, I did not have them painted, and I thought perhaps that I would just leave them that way. But I wanted it to be more cohesive. So in order to paint it, I needed some kind of texture, not physically for the paint to hang on to, but visually. So I chose this paper, which is, I believe it's called cloud paper. It's like a semi-translucent paper, and it has these white fibers going through it, which I thought was very interesting for an arm. It, kind of reminded me of veins in skin. And also it gave, I think it made the whole composition more cohesive. So the other version is when this is turned on, and I specifically chose the light setting on the remote to be this kind of pulse. But there are several different settings in the remote that could work. So if someone else were to have this in a gallery in their home, they could also choose which setting this would go on. This is the second piece of art that I've done with lights, and I like the idea of having lights in here because it gives a life cycle to the art. So, and also choices. You could leave this lit all the time and just let it burn out, and in a sense, have it die. Or you could conserve the energy, only turn it on for short periods of time, have it have a longer life cycle. You could change the batteries and have it live for the length of the actual lights inside. And at this point, I'm not sure how long these actual lights will live, so to speak, how long they will last with batteries, but I do like the idea that there is a limit to how long it can be viewed in this way. Or if you absolutely loved how this looked with the lights and wanted to keep it lit forever, you could take this apart underneath here and actually replace those lights once they are no longer functioning. So in that sense, you could keep this piece immortal, but I just think it's an interesting idea to play with. I may do another video when when it's darker outside. You know, right now I've got a lot of natural light coming in from the windows, but I may do another video when it's dark outside so you can see the full effect of what this would look like in the evening. But I think this is I'm not going to tell you what I think. You're going to tell me what you think. Does this create any emotion in you? Any thoughts, any feelings? Let me know. I normally get one of two reactions. Usually people really like it or really hate it. I've never had anyone be indifferent to anything I've ever done. So, like it or hate it, at least I'm getting some kind of response. And art, I think, is meant to evoke an emotion. And if it doesn't really interest me.